funny how you can look in the mirror and think, oh, I look cute, but then when you look in this camera, you're like, I look like I'm bald and I don't look cute. But anyways, so I did it again, guys. I just missed a week. I did make the video. I even uploaded it to get it onto my computer so that I could edit it. I believe I told you guys this before, that I have to like upload it privately to YouTube from my phone and then download it from YouTube onto my computer to be able to edit it and reload it publicly so it could be seen. Because for some reason my phone and my computer is not linking correctly, and to airdrop it, it'll take it from my phone to my computer, but it won't let me open it in iMovie, which is what I use to edit, because I don't feel like paying money to actually download something to use to edit or buy something to use to edit. You know, if I was a, sorry, my nose is itching, if I was a big YouTuber and did all that and actually worked at it to make money, then I would probably do that, but I don't. So, week 16 and 17 are the weeks I need to update you guys on, and I actually have things to tell you. Let's see. Week 16, I did have some battles with nausea. Nausea came, or morning sickness came back, whatever. It was more of actually vomiting. It wasn't just nausea. But it was like if I ate breakfast, if that makes sense. Like if I didn't eat breakfast, I was okay. But as soon as I ate breakfast, I got sick, and then I was fine for the rest of the day. But I did have that. And then on Tuesday of week 16, we had a funeral from a man at our church who passed away from cancer. And my mouth is so dry. Oh my goodness. I was singing, or helped singing. I was singing, but I was helping someone else who was actually, I think originally supposed to do all the singing, but I was asked to help her. And so I had took the day off. I went and got my kids from school early. My husband was on call that day so that he could actually go to the funeral, and because he plays guitar. And so this is going to be a long video because my mind is like flaking. So we got ready to go to the funeral. Everything was good. We had spent that morning together. We'd went out, had breakfast. We went and ordered the kids' birthday cakes because their birthday party was that Saturday. Yeah, that Saturday. And so everything was fine. I was feeling fine. And then about 1 o'clock that day, I started feeling weird. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to run to the bathroom before we leave to head to the funeral home. And I did, and I was bleeding. And so I came out and I told him, and I went to our church parsonage. We have we have a family from the church that lives there, and they take care of the church and everything. And so I went there because I knew that their daughter had a pad I could use. So I got that to watch myself, but I was still worried. So I called my OB office on the way from our church to the funeral home, and they said, well, you know, of course, bleeding is normal. Sometimes we just don't know why. If it gets heavier, if you feel a pad in an hour, go to emergency room, because they were booked up and they couldn't get me in for ultrasound, and they know I would have needed ultrasound. So we went to the church, or to the funeral home, I'm sorry, and had the funeral, and every time I stood up to sing, it was like gushing. And so I told my husband, I was like, I'm not waiting. We're going to emergency room. So my mother-in-law took the kids, and me and my husband left right after the funeral and went to the emergency room and sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there. They took me back for an ultrasound. They took me back for blood work, but we still the whole time sat in the waiting room. I sat in a wheelchair so that I wouldn't have to keep standing up and sitting down. A very hard wheelchair, by the way. And then they took us back to consult with the doctor, who pretty much said everything looks fine. They put me on antibiotics for a UTI and said pretty much they had no idea why I was bleeding. They did an ultrasound. Ultrasound looked good. Baby was moving around. Everything. Blood work looked good. Everything came back fine. So I was like, okay. So I went to my OB's office the very next day. I was supposed to have an appointment that Thursday, but I called them that Wednesday morning and said, I was in the emergency room last night. Could you please move my appointment up? So they did. And did another ultrasound and another urine test. And that urine test came back fine, but they said still take the antibiotics just in case. And then, of course, the ultrasound was fine, except I have marginal placenta previa, which is where the end of my placenta is covering my cervix, or somewhat covering my cervix. And so they did write me out of, or not write me out of work, but put me on light duty. Well, my job does not do light duty, so I was out of work for a week, and I went back to the doctor that Friday, and they wrote me to return to work the following Wednesday. So now I'm 17 weeks by then. I just started back to work on Wednesday, so I've only been working 2 days. Today will be my third day of work. And week 17, besides just feeling blah from being at home and then going to work, I'm still having just like brownish old blood discharge here and there, but nothing active anymore. And I'm able to do regular work at work. So everything's good. Nausea has ceased to only being first thing in the morning because I still have all this drainage from allergies. And it's good. I did have a hard time sleeping the other night due to pain in my hip, but I think it's because I went from not being able to do anything for a week to back to work. So I did have some pain in my hip, but that's gone, and feeling good. So that's it. Week 16 was interesting, as my daughter had said she wanted to see in the last video. I remember her saying she wanted more entertainment for this channel, so there's your little entertainment. And little lamb is moving like crazy. I think I've already said that. A lot of kicking had me up at 5:30 this morning, kicking and going crazy. And that's it. My daughter is loving the belly. She's constantly wanting to touch my belly, constantly wanting to kiss my belly. She doesn't, I'm not worried about her being attached to the baby, so when the baby's gone, there'll be an issue, because she doesn't sit there and say, oh, I wish this baby was ours, or talk about if this baby was ours when it comes home, and da-da-da. She just likes the belly, and she thinks it's very weird that the baby is actually moving inside, and she could sometimes feel it. I think she is the only one besides myself who has actually felt the baby kick. My husband tried last night, but the baby was like, nope. Hopefully not this coming Monday, but next Monday the 13th, the little one will be actually moving enough to where his or her parents can feel, because they're coming down for our anatomy scan. So that would be awesome. Also, let's see if I can get these without making a mess. I got my Bible on top. I'll move that over here. I got these in the mail yesterday. Belly buds. The IM got them for me to wear so that little lamb can hear his or her mom, dad, and big sister. So that's what they look like. I haven't even took them out of the pack yet because I don't have anything for the baby to listen to. I don't have any recordings or anything yet. But it comes with these adhesives. There's 2 packs. I'm curious of how long they last, like if I could take them off and reuse them a couple times. I don't know. So that's going to be interesting. If not, I'm curious of if I can order more so that the little one can hear mom and dad more. I know that on my Pregnancy Plus app, it said that baby last week could hear outside the womb, but then this says that the baby can hear at 20 weeks. So even if I put it on right now, whether the baby can hear or not, at least it's there, and as he or she can hear, then can hear mom and dad. But I am curious of, I guess this would be as safe as when I put headphones around my belly when I was pregnant with my two kids all the time to play music. Like I would just play classical music. My husband thought that that would be a way to introduce music to them because he loves music, plays guitars. We both sing. He can play the piano. Um, I mean, I don't think he can play drums really good. Um, Violin, or we call it a fiddle. He can play. I mean, there's not many instruments that he can't at least play something on, whether it's a little bit or a lot. So our kids are very musical now. They love singing. We bought a drum set for my son, but he hasn't played it because he's scared he's going to mess it up. But I'm about to make a rule that either you play it or that expensive thing is going to be sold. No, Daddy will just keep it. But anyways, so yeah, I am curious if I could like a little every day as I get more and more play this baby's mommy and daddy and sister, so that, because I know for a fact that when he or she is born, it will recognize their voice if it hears it. Because when my first was born, my mom walked up to him, and we have it on video of her talking to him, and he automatically turns his head straight to her, stops. I think he had just gotten a shot, because when he was first born, he didn't cry until he got a shot, and it was actually a little bit after the shot that he actually started to cry, so I think he was shocked at first. But then my mom spoke to him, and he shut up and just turned and looked at her. So they recognize voices, and so I know that that's true because I've seen it. So, you know, he's hearing our crazy loud family all the time, he or she, whatever. So I want him or her to hear the mommy, daddy, and sissy too, instead of just loud us all the time. So there's those, and I'm going to use them as soon as they're able to send me something to use. I mean, I could use them for music, but I just really want to use it for like them reading a story or talking, or maybe they're just secretly videoing big sister, because big sister doesn't know right now, but secretly video her just playing and talking so I could play that for the baby or whatever. So that's it. That is this video. It is short and sweet. I will add this because it's still part of week 17, even though you won't really see it that well in the week 17 picture, but I have popped, I guess it was Tuesday night, this Tuesday, woke up and I felt stretched to the max. I won't lie. So yeah, I've popped. Actually, probably Sunday, everyone's like, oh, you really look bigger, but Tuesday is when I felt it. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys our attempt. Don't look at my mess because we have leftover Zaxby cups sitting here, and my daughter and I are working on some keychains because I am making keychains for Mother's Day for my Sunday school class, and so we're just kind of seeing how they turn out by making little pictures and stuff. But anyway, here is a belly. And it's still little, but it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And it's funny because I'm so big way up here, but my uterus is probably, I can feel the top of it right there. So my daughter's like, why are you so big when the baby's so little? And I'm like, because it's pushing all my organs up. So that's it. That is all there is for today. So see you guys on hopefully Friday coming. I can update you guys for week 18. If not, excuse me. If not, I will just double it up for week 19, and we'll go from there. Maybe when I'm actually, I don't know. I'll attempt to do a weekly video, but who knows? Because I am a slacker. I'm not a slacker because I do make the videos, but then I'm a slacker to get them edited and a slacker to get them up, and by the time I get them up, it's time for the next one. So, or get ready to put them up. It's time for the next one. So I just put them together. So anyways, that is it. Week 16 and 17. I cannot believe we're 2 weeks away from the halfway mark. I can't wait for 20 weeks. I really can't wait for ultrasound so that can hopefully ease my IM's mind some. And then I can't wait for 20 weeks because that'll be like the next day. And then 24 weeks, so we're at viability. and that'll help her some too. And just this is going by really fast. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the summer. I only have like 4 more weeks of school, work for me, school for the kids, and then we are out for the summer. My son will do his final walkthrough of elementary school on June the 5th. So I took that day off, which is our last day of school/work anyway, so that I could be there for him for that. And then we're just going to enjoy the summer, enjoy the pool, and hopefully not be too hot. I might spend a lot of time inside because of being way too hot. So that's it, and I pray that you guys have a blessed weekend. Yay, it's Friday, and I will see you on the next video.